up, long players? Welcome back to the Long Play Listening Party, the show where we go deep on local music, writing, recording, inspiration, gear, and whatever else sounds good to us. I'm Howie Howard from Mr. Furious Records, joined by Nate Holt, my co-host. What's up, Nate?
What's going on, everyone?
Jerett Fulton, who you may remember from last week's show or previous episodes of the Long Play Listening Party. What's up, Jerett?
Nate, blessings, everybody.
And welcome to Jared Lee, who's also involved in the Dead Minutes project. We're listening to side 2 of the Dead Minutes album, Tigerfish, today. What's going on, Jared?
Hey, what's up, man? No, I'm pretty excited, everything. What song are we starting off with?
Number 11. I don't have the title in front of me. Nate, do you have the title?
Jared? I want to go back.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
Did we miss the song Jared played bass on?
No, I think that's like later on in the album.
Okay. What are we going back to? What are we going back to?
Oh, man, that's all Isaac. I never knew the answer to that.
Who said they wanted to go back? What are we going back to?
I mean,
that's a mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery never to be solved.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the great things about Isaac's lyrics is it's epic. I think that's the easiest way to describe it is that like his ability to like pinpoint any kind of emotional content in any genre, whatever it may be, is pretty sick.
So I think I was confused. Is I Want to Go Back the name of the song?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought someone was saying they wanted to replay a song from the first half of the record.
Oh, gotcha. That's even better.
Real who's on first situation here?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's got to say. That's beautiful.
Right.
So we definitely want to flag when Jared's song comes up. We definitely want to flag that. But Jared, why don't you tell us just about what you remember about Mixtape Sound Lab and recording in general and that kind of time?
Oh yeah,
music was coming together.
Absolutely, man. And I hope I don't. If I repeat myself from the last episode, please let me know. But yes, Mixtape was conceived and built to be a place for Lawrence, man, because Lawrence, at the time when I built Mixtape Sound Lab, Lawrence really didn't have a studio of the caliber that we were trying to bring to the table, and so we took over the spot that's famous in Lawrence lore called Mercy Recording, right above the Bottleneck. So I had worked up there when it was House of Blues and Avalanche production company. I'd worked with those guys for a while, and so I kind of had the track knowing that everyone was moving out soon and Mercy was stopping, so I called the landlord as soon as I found out. I was like 24 years old and got into this studio and took a couple years to get all the funds together and all the gear and all the knowledge. But 2 years later, we were up and running. And we had a good run. I think Mixtape was from like 2005 to 2010. We were up there for about 5 years, 7 years, I think, but 5 years operational. Yeah. And it was great. So many good memories, man. Like on this song, for example, like this is a riff I had. I was like, man, hey Isaac, check this out. This kind of has this cool Paul Westerberg vibe. He liked it, and so I cut the guitar real quick. And then I ran into the other room. He went to the vocal booth, said he had lyrics after he heard the guitar. So it was another one take wonder. I went in there, played the drums to the recorded guitar. Isaac belted out the vocals. And I believe that we did some fun overdubs. Like you might hear some overdubs here and there for vocals just to stack his vocals or so he could do doubles and ad-libs and stuff. But that would be the extent of it. I mean, none of these songs had more than an hour of time spent on them because that was Isaac's rule. That was Isaac's rule. It's like we're not overdoing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude was killer about that stuff, man. Like I remember one time we were writing music and he took all of his lyrics and he folded them all up into squares and rearranged them on a table and was like, that's the lyrics for the song now.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. And he's like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's man.
It doesn't make any sense, right, Jerett? His lyrics were like Legos like that. Like they were interchangeable, but would work and still paint a picture.
Yeah. It was super interesting. And you were talking about like his overdubs and stuff, and that was always something that I got to watch him like when I was living with him when he was writing, a lot of those rap albums in the early 2000s. And then, of course, like watching him write and record rock music as well, because I sat in the Farmer Cross sessions and stuff I did too. And he just has this like really unique knack of knowing where to like place vocals in that empty space, that you don't even hear is empty until he's filled it up with something.
Man. He was never lacking a melody, never, and always knowing where it needed to go when it needed to be there. It was unreal to watch, and how he could put it together so fast. It's still mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so, Jerett, can you walk us through Isaac's rock history? Because I always kind of thought Dead Minutes, not his love of rock music, but like his output of rock music, went to your band, Absent Mind, or Farmacross first, then Absent Mind. I'm just trying to like put it his rock in chronological
we're going
order.
chronological order, right? So, like projects that he played with, like performed with or recorded with. Definitely there was the Dead Minute stuff. Then I feel like there was Rat Cannon was when he came back from
Yeah.
And
With
like
Jasper.
he had like one or two groups with Dalen that never really quite they didn't really record much. I remember trying to help them mix some stuff, and then somehow they like maxed out the volume on all their masters. I don't even know how they did that. I was like, well, that sounds terrible, guys. I don't know what you do. But then because when he was working with Dalen was right around the same time as I had stopped playing in my punk rock band. He was kind of in between projects, and I was kind of working on new guitar styles and stuff, and that's when we started doing Absent Mind. And then I'm going to say Farmacross, and then,
Dude.
Listener audio Nate's holding up a Rat Cannon tape to the camera.
Yeah, it was a Jasper handed those out at it was like the memorial gathering that we had, the replay.
I was gonna show mine. I think mine's downstairs.
Oh yeah, mine's definitely upstairs. I got shelves of cassettes.
Right over by the old boom box.
I do want to show this. The one-of-a-kind Isaac one-off. The Excalibur.
Shit. Oh yeah.
Isaac was
Looking at a
famous.
handwritten cassette tape, hand labeled.
I know.
Jerett. Jerett is the official archiver.
Yeah, well, we're still working on some of the cassettes, like the 4-track ones, because Johnny Quest got a real good 4-track recorder, and so he's trying to get everything extracted and mixed and everything off those cassettes. But no, I don't know why I did that to myself. That was like a horrible thing to do while grieving, of just like listening to your friend's voice over and over again. I was like, that was not a healthy move.
Dude, I hear you, but it was honestly helpful for me. Like, I started putting this collection of demos together not even a week after, and it honestly gave me a lot of relief. I mean, I was crying all the way through together and finding the files and stuff, but honestly, it made me feel so close to him. And I was telling them in the last episode, Jerett, like, I feel Isaac with me all the time.
For sure, dude. I mean, it's not like, that's one of those things I always say. It's not like I loved him, like I do. It's still an active action. It's not, And so, it's like, I think, I don't know, for me, yeah, that's like it's about growing up, you know? Like I used to just like, somebody I cared about died, I would just, you know, go rage and throw bottles against a gas station or something, you know?
Sure. That last song is so important to me. That was Jazz Oracle, and I just think Isaac sounded tremendous there. So strong on the vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Special to my
one,
heart.
that one's definitely up there. You know, I think, you know, for me, the first song that I heard was it Nesbitt sent me the Google Drive that had all the Dead Minutes songs on there, because I've been asking Isaac about it for years, and he said he could never find it. Now I know that's bullshit now. Like that's just what he was telling me, because he didn't want to show it to anybody yet. Because I'm like, no, it's in his shoebox of all of his most important shit. Yeah, it was there.
Right.
Yep.
And so it was Anthem, because it's in alphabetical order, and that's the first song. And I don't think I listened to a different song for like, I think it was like on a car ride, and I just listened to it for like an hour, just looped it.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, it's so like, I don't know. I remember the first time I recorded anything with him, and I don't know, Jerett, if you had this experience, like I had seen him record rap music and how he did it, and I knew how that all fit together, and it made sense to me. When the way that we were writing and recording stuff, we're doing on a laptop, so like I'd have to record my part, then I'd give him the headphones, and I couldn't listen to the mix as he was recording it because we had a pretty lo-fi setup. And so I just heard him singing, and it sounded terrible. Like I thought it was the worst shit I'd ever heard. And I was like, oh man, I don't even have the heart to tell him, you know, like I love this dude. And like, I'm never going to put this out. And then I listened to it mixed together. I was like, God, he heard everything that I can't hear, you know, like, how's he, what is that?
Yeah, I know. He had a supernatural ability in the studio with the pen, with the pad, with the brush, like anything he touched, man. It's just another level that will always continue to inspire me. And like now that we're talking about Isaac, Isaac's recording. This is a perfect spot. So this song, Golding, everything you're hearing is all Isaac.
Oh wow!
This is Isaac. So he used to live in this place called the Chapel. I think it was on Kentucky, Jerett. I think or Tennessee. Yeah. But he lived in this place he called the Chapel, and I brought a ton of gear over for him and set up like a demo lab for him. And he took to it like a duck to water. Like a week later, like he was bringing so much stuff back up to mixtape, like ready to go, ready to dump into Pro Tools. But like this was all done at his house with like CD players to loop drums, you know, pods to record guitars, 4-track to capture it all. Yeah, he brought this back like a week after I gave him all this gear to like just jot down demos. I'm like, dude, this is done. He's like, no, I want you to replace these drums. I was like, no, this is beautiful as it is. And so a little side note, these drums are from, I think Definitely Maybe, that first Oasis
Oh,
record.
really? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the drum intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
So he was,
We're gonna live forever.
CD and put it in the CD player I had, and I told him how he could like loop 4 or 8 bars on this like old American DJ thing, and so he would use that to just strip drums and then record on top of that. I love this song, man. It's so perfect. It's so Isaac. Just ear candy heaven, man.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, it was like, you know, one of the things, like, if guitar players watching Isaac play guitar is like, it's a mind melt, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense. Because, like, he learned how to play by writing music, so he knows no conventional sense of the guitar, no notes, doesn't even know how to count on the fretboard.
Nope.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the reasons why, like, when I started writing acoustic music with him, I, like, did open tuning guitars, so I didn't have any of that muscle memory or anything, because I was like, I want that. Like, I don't know how to get, I started playing guitar when I was, like, 13, you know? I was like, how do I strip my brain of all that? I'm like, oh, I'll just tune these knobs in all weird places. And
maybe that's a way, like back in. I'm curious about Isaac's time with Varmacross, because that's my one. The only time I met Isaac was at a Varmacross show. I was playing drums. I still play drums in Dark Satellites, and we played together. And I said, "What's up?" after the show, and that's my only interaction with him personally. So
yeah,
and that's a part of the story we haven't really gotten to. So it sounds like Jerett Lee. Can you?
Oh yeah,
talk about his
Well,
time
actually,
in Varmacross?
now I'm thinking about it. Me and him were at one of your guys' shows out at the mini bar, and I think he played a solo show that night, which was actually just so with Varmacross. He would just bring all of his music there, right? And then and they had a really interesting songwriting process, but he'd already written all these songs, but he wouldn't give them his lyrics. So like when he would play solo shows, he would just use all the songs that he'd been playing with Varmacross, but they were totally different ones because he'd written different melodies, choruses, and all that stuff.
I had no idea.
So,
I love it.
I don't know exactly how everybody came together with Varmacross, but they, they had, Bryce on drums, and I mean, he's one of the best drummers I've ever just been around. Like, I don't know, he's got like big Coke energy. He's like David Lee Roth, He's just this just all over the place. And it's like this force, and then you got who was their lead singer's name? I haven't seen him since Before Times. From Black Christmas.
Yeah, I know. I don't know his name. I don't know what you mean. I don't know his name.
God, I feel terrible. All right,
try to
hopefully he
look
doesn't
up
hear
here.
this. He's out in Colorado. Probably not listening. So they had started playing, and I know they went through a few different lineups before they put out their full first release, which was actually without Isaac, but he would just come into the studio with these guitar riffs, and then the drum or the bass player wouldn't even look at him. He would look away from what Isaac would tell me, and then just practice and write. It would take him an hour to write a bass line to whatever Isaac was writing, because it didn't make sense to anybody, and Isaac couldn't describe it to anyone. But they were all just kind of of that same mindset of they're just going to throw all this stuff together, going to end up sounding cool, and it did. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that has a lot of these Dead Minute vibes to it, but it also has that kind of since it's all live, it's that stripped down kind of replacement stuff too. I think, is this Anthem?
Yeah, here's your song, bud.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah, this was pretty funny too, because Jerett did not give me any instructions when he sent it over to me. He's like, just put some bass on it, and what I didn't tell him is I have a weird strung up bass guitar that's the high strings from a 6-string bass. Because again, I don't want to play anything that makes sense in my brain. So it's got a higher tone than a bass guitar normally does. But I remember anytime that I record anything now, I just keep those rules that Isaac would give. He's keep it simple, stupid, and just do a couple takes. It's time's too short to fuck around with the dumb shit.
Yeah.
So I'll put a link in the notes. I want to say for the record, the Varmacross full-length album is excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll link to the Bandcamp. The members are Sam Boatwright, Bryce Foley, Bradley McKillop, and Kelsey Richardson.
Kelsey. God. Yeah. There we go. Kelsey. And Brad, so Brad didn't do any recordings. Both Brad and Sam weren't on the original 2 EPs that they did. That I believe they're both on Bandcamp. One of them's on whatever label Love Garden has. They put out one of their EPs.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, he listen to this song. It's still like just listen to those vocals. Like, kind of gives me chills. Like it's just like it's so unexpected. You know, even though I know that Isaac is a more than competent vocalist, it's still one of those songs where you're like, man, this is more. Like he very rarely let this kind of sound come out of him.
Exactly. I totally agree. That's why this song being the very first song that we ever did with him, I was saying the last episode, this song, as you hear it, was written and recorded in 10 minutes. Like, never got recorded again. This is all like one live time, and it was done. Yeah. And that's where we got to see Isaac. Like, he was asking us inside this song. You can hear him go, "Do you guys like this?" Like, it was just amazing. Like, yeah, we love this. Yeah. And that started off Dead Minutes. This track right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jam. Yeah, man.
It's really intricate for a 10-minute song. I mean, all this stuff has been. There's a lot going on composition-wise for how quickly this stuff came out.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know when I would write stuff with them, I'm writing stuff on an acoustic guitar, so it's like, that's pretty simple. You know, like, that's not a complicated venture, but I mean, how many instruments are on this for sure?
Well, so the original session is just me, Nate, Joaquin, and Isaac, and then later I sent you this file and you added the bass. Mm-hmm. And so that's it.
That's so crazy though, Dad. I mean, because like, like what?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand what like bands like Dead Kennedys can do this shit, but this is this is like an Appleseed Cast song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It really is.
Thank you.
Man, that's that's a compliment. For sure.
Appleseed Cad, they had just finished recording Sagamartha at our studio. Not too much after this record or before it. I can't remember. I think Sagamartha was 2007. But so Isaac and I were up there all the time, like setting up gear and like doing changeovers and stuff. And that was like very formative on us watching them make the Sagamartha up at our studio because we just like learned so many tricks so quick. And we applied a lot of that to these demos.
Man. I mean, that's such a dope experience to have, is like seeing somebody like them that, have honed their craft so well and then being able to pull from that for what you could. That's pretty cool.
I got from watching that record and working on that record was just commitment, not overthinking stuff. And I think that kind of influenced him a little bit too. I really can't remember the date, if it was far after the record, but these demos were recorded over like a year or so. It wasn't like in one like couple day session or something. So like different influences would come at different time for each little session of these demos. So you never know. Yeah. You never knew what we were going to draw from that day, what vibe we were feeling.
Yeah, like this track.
This is all Isaac too. This is all Isaac. Yeah.
So, like, which track have you listened to, like lyrically the most?
Probably Micro Arenas, because a lot of those lyrics were kind of about him and I's friendship and our working relationship. So when he talks about, do you carry the wheels in Micro Arenas, it's too hard to explain right now, but like, it's also like a life philosophy too, like, does the car drive you or do you drive the car? Like, and it's just something that's always meant so much to me. I might even still get the tattoo someday, but the lyrics to Micro Arenas mean so much to me. And when we were done recording it, he was like, yeah, that song's kind of about our relationship, our working friend relationship, our brotherhood. Yeah. So those lyrics will always mean a lot to me. And when I'm feeling a little misty or teary, I just need to get that brotherhood vibe, I'll throw on Micro Arenas, night walks or something, for 10 times in a row, and just reminisce and feel the vibe.
I feel that for sure. Yeah. One of my favorite ones is Photo Bruce. It's just a fun story,
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna write a song about a guy with a camera for a head.
Right.
I don't remember hearing that song tonight. Did we listen to that last episode? I guess we must have.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did listen to it tonight. We listened to it last week.
That's right. So just so you know, the very last vocal line you hear here, he leaves the vocal booth, he goes downstairs, jumps in the van with the dude from Leeds, takes off to Seattle. So when he's singing, we're done, we're gone, he's literally gone. Like, he leaves the booth and he's in a van in 30 seconds going to Seattle.
Oh, man. I just say, yeah, dude, like, think about the person. I always think about that. That was one of the really funny things about him is like, oh, hey, man, let's leave at this time. Hold up. I've got to go into the studio real quick, record a song.
I got to finish vocals.
Yeah, I'd be
that's
like,
exactly what happened.
We're driving to Seattle. Like,
yeah. Oh, that's exactly what happened. Dude was in the van outside waiting for him to knock this vocal out.
yeah.
The vocal booth, goes to the van, goes to Seattle.
Yes. Yeah, dude.
So, OmniQuest, I'm gonna play Photo Bruce.
Oh, thanks, Nate.
Yeah.
Love this song so much.
Oh, dude, and I mean, it's got such a good kind of like classic sound. I can't quite tell if it's like 90s or early 2000s or 80s. It's like like you can just, but it like feels classic and nostalgic all at the same time without ever having heard it before. Yeah,
there's some of everything in there. There's some replacements in there. There's some 90s in there. Some of the bedroom vibe that comes out after all of that, it's all in there.
Yeah. Man, if you guys had just been a few decades earlier, I could totally see you being the band in Valley Girl at the club.
Oh man, we missed the boat, dude.
Or I'm blanking. What's the club in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh, the TV show, right? The Bronze.
Bronze.
Yeah. Nerd Storage.
Yes.
Yeah, you could put on a shiny shirt and the Bronze, maybe. I could see that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they had a pretty wide variety of acts.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, I want to be clear, for the record, giant Buffy fan. Not, this is not a knock whatsoever. I say all this with love.
What, dude? Wear it proudly, man.
Yeah, I'm like, I was class of '99, so I literally was like watching. It felt like watching my peers on Tuesday nights.
Right.
I remember when I was in college, we had like Buffy college parties, and that was the first season of Angel. So we got like 2 hours. Unfortunately, we had also discovered Mad Dog, so by the time Angel came around...
Yeah. Did we just watch that? Was that on tonight?
What happened?
Hey, I think this would be a good time to, Jerett, tell the world about the 7-inch coming out.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be pretty cool. Sarah Deal, Isaac's sister-in-law, helped work on, is she doing the cover and the back? I can't remember how that all worked.
No, you did the front. You did the front collage, and she's doing the back.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. And so, I mean, that's like, it's like, this is like been a pretty cool journey because I've been working with not just Jerett and everything, but like over this past year, getting to do a lot of that collage stuff has been pretty cool. But yeah, so
You're
it's like
so
you got
good
this
at
cool
it, man.
design. Thanks, man, dude. Well, and it's one of those things I used to do with Isaac and Sevi when we all lived together in the early 2000s. And, you know, it's been one of those like real fun things that I got to do with him when he was around. Cause I was always like, man, he's just like taking simple shit and making it look amazing. You know, like I was like, God, he makes it look so easy. But, yeah. And that was the fun thing when Jerett like called me up and he's like, "Hey, do you think you could do like a cover or something?" I was like, "All right, like what are we thinking?" He's like, "Well, we got the band name Dead Minutes, but like, you know, this album's going to be called Tigerfish." But he didn't want something too literal. I'm like, "Bro, I've got a 1960s National Geographic full of fucking cats." It's like,
Nice.
it's like
That was
I've been waiting for the perfect project.
I was like, good. 4 singles and a full length. Go.
Yeah. Well, so it's like, so I know I got, we're going to have 2 Absent Mind songs on one side. I think 3 Dead Minute songs on the other side, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it.
So on the Absent Mind stuff, that was something that like I have, I think like 14, maybe a total of like 16 songs that I had recorded with Isaac that we had never finished or whatever. And so I had gone back through and I'd been working on kind of adding more stuff to it. And I hit up Bradley from Varmacross and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, you've got a real knack for like just kind of building like a real big atmosphere with songs, and our stuff's so stripped down. You know, most of the time I'm just playing just the acoustic guitar. I think there were a couple tracks that Isaac's like on the synth on or something like that. But I hit him up and we worked on pretty much every single one of those songs. Like I had Brad go through and put a bunch of stuff on. And that's going to be 2 of those songs are going to be on that vinyl release. And I still haven't even released the last Absent Mind album either. So it's all new music.
When is that coming out, Jerett?
I don't know. I gotta like now that I've kind of gone through and I've figured it all out, I was like, all right, I think I got it tracked out. I think I got the album cover that I want. Like now it's like, all right, now I got to put it on all the things. So it should be coming out soon. I don't have a firm date on it. It's not like I'm on a record label or anything. So
I love all y'all stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man.
We'll be happy to give it a push.
Check that one out.
Yeah.
Hell
Let
yeah.
us know.
Well,
for sure.
I mean, I know that and so here's the other weird thing too, is that I was like in another punk rock band with Isaac before he left to Manhattan. And like one of the things that we always did is I had this 24 track recorder and we would mic all the drums up and mic all the amps and all the vocals. And we would just hit record at every practice. And so that's like something else I've been like slowly like starting to go through and seeing, is there any gold I can pick out of these things? But you know, like we practice once a week for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of shit. Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's gotta be probably
like...
it's probably, I mean, I'm sure it's fun to go through some of that though.
I was showing Carlos, you know, some of that stuff, and we realized that he had taken lyrics for like a ID and Sleeper track and then re-recorded it for a rock song. Like it was like, what? But it was something that hadn't actually ever been put out yet. So he just was like, "Oh, I'll just use these lyrics for this thing." Yes. So yeah, dude, I'm hoping to have that stuff out here. I'd say probably, you know, probably in November seems like a good time. You know, is birth month and everything.
Yeah,
that'd be fitting, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, it's one of the things that I always have a problem with is like I got one track that is an acoustic rap song that's amazing. It sounds like nothing else we ever did together, and I'm like, how does this fit in? All the things, you know, like,
yeah.
I'm like,
But I mean, things don't have to make sense. Like,
yeah, I was like,
they didn't have to
do you
make
just
sense.
throw a rap song in the middle of this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, he'd say F yeah, man. Just put it on there.
It's like, put it on there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, other people may have odds and ends like that too. So I almost wonder if there could be like a.
I mean, I can tell you beyond the shadow of a doubt from like, I went through all of his CDs and ripped them all that were in his shoebox of unreleased stuff. There's like 4 different rap albums that were on there that I know for the most part no one's heard. Like there's like there are albums that I'm like, we don't even know who produced this because there is no detail on it at all.
Well, everybody wanted to work with him, so producers were throwing him beats all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I feel like I have some song somewhere that he just took an ELO song and we put it on tape. It was a tape. And I remember I put it into the Tascam through a Walkman, and then he recorded a rap song over it. So like I know that's somewhere.
Love it.
Yeah, put it with the acoustic one, and there you go. Perfect. Well, Jerett Fulton, Jared Lee, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. 10 Minutes Tigerfish is available on all your big streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon, Apple, and so on. A link to Absinthe Mind, kcmo.bandcamp.com in the description to check out that stuff as well. And any final thoughts before we leave the listeners for the week? Nate, you've been quiet tonight. I mean, just absorbing everything, or what's going on?
I mean, I would like to thank you guys personally for giving Jared and I a chance to talk about our dear friend and brother.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're always going to be finding an excuse to talk about him, his legendary genius, friendship, and brotherhood. So, just thanks for giving us a platform to share and talk about our bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I mean, I've been wanting to talk about this record for a long time because you sent it to me a while ago, and it might have been in alphabetical order, like you were saying, Jared, because I remember Anthem being the first track that I had listened to. But, I mean, I listened to that. I mean, I know I was, like, driving back and forth from Lawrence to, like, rehearsals and stuff at the time, and, like, it was just, like, repeating. Cause, yeah, man, it's like, it's got the Guided by Voices stuff, which is just, like, really cool, and some of the Sunny Day, influence,
yeah,
and it's just, man. It was just like and it really was kind of losing track of the word I'm trying to use. Just hearing Isaac do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
was something pretty dope because it's completely different.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like I was being invited into something that I was unaware of that existed.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Sure.
One of the funny things I remember is when I got that alphabetical list, I made my own track orders in different ways, and I was like handing them out to like all my friends who knew. I was like, oh yeah, it's great. But like every mix was like a different order of songs. And I would put I was just cutting shit out of magazines for the CD flight and everything. Like, yeah.
Well, it was easy to do because like I mentioned a couple of the songs that were more favorites of mine. I mean, some of them are so short. You're just like yes. Yeah. And then they're done with, and so you go on listening. But I could listen to it 15 more times because it's just like.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Jared, this is a fake ending for the show. This has been the Long Play Listening Party, and we'll catch everybody next week. Later.
Bye.